good to learn. I can write ABC. I can write 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Papa. Angelina, oh Mama. Angelina, oh Papa. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Stop, Allah.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you already know how we do it. Welcome to another episode of This Is Life.
Oh, yeah.
I know you missed us. We missed you so much. But we are back. We are not only back, we are back with a really, really pretty face in the house. Do you see her? She is someone who is already gracing your screens in Africa and abroad. The beautiful Laura Onyama. The beautiful Laura Onyama will be joining us today as a co-host of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome, Laura.
Thank you very much, Itambi. I'm very delighted to be here.
We are delighted to have you.
I'm always happy to see this beautiful smile.
My pleasure. Okay, I don't see Fokala. Where is she?
Oh, well, as always, Vicky always has 1 or 2 things to run to. So Vicky had something to do, but
Believe
like
you me,
know,
when she comes back,
it's gonna be hard on you
hot.
guys.
As always.
And to you guys, she's gonna take it on you, not us.
Siva!
So Vicky will be back with us soon in subsequent episodes. Thank you for being here. But guess what, guys? We are not just having the beautiful Laura Onyama with us today. Today we will be having our very first guest. Yes, you heard me right. The very first guest for This Is Life. This is someone who has impacted the youth on social media, impacted the youth in classrooms, and as well as on the streets in Africa and beyond. This is a writer, this is a publisher, and this is a civil society activist.
He has written and published more than 40 books in Cameroon and abroad. His life mission centers around the emancipation of Africa through interactions with youths in universities and on social media.
And this mission is strengthened by the belief that Africa can impact the world only if we return to our natural source.
Drum roll. Let's welcome Mr. Walang Abang.
Hey,
Welcome to the show. Welcome
thank
to
you.
This Is
I'm
Life,
happy
sir.
to be here.
Welcome, sir.
This is live. This is my first time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for Thank you for
Wow.
gracing our show, and you look so good.
Oh, thank you. Like somebody who is promoting
Let
the
me sit
African.
here so I can have a better view
Yeah,
of what you're wearing.
someone who is promoting the African identity. I
Yes.
feel it's only normal to dress, and inspire our young people out there.
Absolutely.
with outfits like this.
We are
And
so
I'm happy you like it.
we love
love
it.
it.
We are so happy you could take time off from your very, very busy schedule to be here with the girls. Sure. Vicky is gonna hate us for having this episode.
I hope she comes back soon. I watched some of the programs and I enjoy it, and I'm really, really happy to be here. I hope what we're going to share today is really going to give youths an opportunity to discover, what Africa is really all about, because sometimes we don't know that.
Yes,
you know.
yes,
So
absolutely.
let's give ourselves that opportunity today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from our little break, and I still can't believe we have Mr. Walang Abang in here, gracing the show. Today we'll be talking about the educational system in Africa and Cameroon being a case study.
That is right.
Mr. Walang Abang is a writer. He's written so many books for secondary school, the primary school, generally books for kids. Can we have some of the names of these books, please?
Yes, thank you. My books are used even at the level of the university. I have this book entitled Social Insects.
Okay.
It's a play. It's used in the University of Boya.
Okay.
I have others that are used in secondary schools when the car is walking. Now, those who do not even know that I write other books will be surprised when they hear that I've written about soccer. I've written 11 versions of African soccer stars and legends.
Wow.
Okay.
That's those who have graced African football and the legends, you know. So I've written quite a lot, including multiplicity of kids' books, storybooks for kids.
We have them here.
Oh, yeah, that's
We
right.
have them here. So many kid books, guys. So many kid books. I have with me Another Side of Friendship. I also have The Stubborn Bees and the Butterfly.
Yeah.
Very good. My daughter should read one of these. A Word to a Wise Fish. I Am a Useful Insect. I Am the King Cock.
Wow. And I like my head now. I think I like this one. I like my head now.
I like my
Because
head.
I've been judged a lot of times because of my locks, you know.
Okay.
So I like my head now.
Great.
Black
Good.
Beauty and the Seven Pygmies. Wow. Funny Tales from My Grandmother's Parlor. This one I love it because it takes me back to the village, you know,
Yes.
when you visit your grandma.
Yeah, speaking of that one, I have funny tales from my grandmother's kitchen.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, everyone will love that.
Yeah, everyone, I love this already. It's very interesting. And I have motivational rhymes.
Okay.
There's The Tale of Asakwaka.
Asakwakwa, Asakwakwa.
Very
Willy, come here. Willy,
Willy,
man, come here. Willy, Mutanda, come here.
Asakwaka, you stay there.
That is the story. And kids, they love it. They love it.
Right?
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah. And if you permit me to say something, just really briefly about Black Beauty and the Seven Pygmies. If you hear that, what comes to your mind? Black Beauty and the Seven Pygmies. Black Beauty and the Seven Pygmies is an African version. I told you, I said, I am writing, you know, things to highlight the African identity. So that's the African version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
Yes. And there, you know, I paint the picture of a beautiful black woman, beautiful black women like you sitting here, you queens. You know, I give beauty a black, outlook.
Okay.
Yes. And it has a wonderful effect when kids read it. They say, am I beautiful like a black woman?
black, I'm
Because
beautiful.
everything we watch on TV is about, you know, beauty is being given a white context.
Blue eyes.
Yeah, blue eyes,
silky hair.
long hair, whatever, you understand.
Yeah.
But that book now is changing the narrative
narrative,
gradually.
Oh.
So that's what I do.
This is so beautiful. So we will be diving into our topic, the educational system in Africa and Cameroon being a case study. So, Mr. Wallang, what do you think about our educational system?
Well, I want to begin by saying that it is beautiful to teach our children.
Yeah.
It's very, very beautiful. You know, there should be a context where children are brought to a place where they can learn new things, so that they can also impact lives after that.
Yeah.
So, but there is a problem. And the problem is that in Africa, the educational system is based on what the colonialists crafted and left. And this is a fair fight, please, don't get me wrong. I'm not fighting against colonialism, whatever. So it's a fair fight. They crafted a system that was going to be beneficial to them, meaning that these people would learn to become subservient.
Yeah.
You know, they will depend on the colonialist. I hate using masters because, you know, it's like,
Yes.
so they will depend on the colonialists. Okay, they would learn, but they will depend on the colonialists to solve their problems.
Yes.
Because what's the rationale? What's the aim of education? It is to holistically build a person. Educationally, I mean, morally, emotionally, intellectually, so that at the end they can solve their problems.
The problems in their society.
In their society, the community.
Yeah.
It starts there, the community. So if you cannot even craft a single solution, then the education is a little problematic.
Yes.
Yeah, so that already is a problem as far as Africa is concerned.
Yeah.
Because our education is more focused on learning things related or concerning others, rather than learning things that concern us. I'll give you an example. In primary school, they teach you Vasco da Gama discovered the sea route to India. Christopher Columbus discovered America. They even say that foreigners like Mungo Park came and discovered places in Africa.
I know.
David Livingstone, you understand, discovered the Victoria Falls.
We're not living in
As if people were not living there, you understand?
Yeah.
So these things, it is true, however they conceive of what discovery is all about. But to me, the effect on the people who are learning, is not really constructive. I'll give you another example. In secondary school, we learn shipbuilding in Japan, fishing in Norway, forestry in Sweden.
And I'm here broke.
Okay?
I should be fishing in
And
Norway.
I'm telling you, you should be.
I know,
you
right?
get it.
Yes.
But we
Instead
have
of teaching me how to
Fishing
learn
in-
mud fish here.
Mud
fish,
Yes.
you know.
I enjoy that.
There is a sea in Limbe. There is one in Kribi. You get it. So we are learning theories that will not be helpful, beneficial to us.
Yeah.
Okay, we are learning shipbuilding in Japan. Because we know that when we want ship, we'll readily order from Japan. So we are
yeah.
depending on them. Because that's the education that was crafted to depend on others.
Yes.
Okay, but why not bring it now, customize the education, and start teaching people what concerns them. What are those basic problems that you face in the community?
Yes.
You begin first, even in the house. What are the problems that you can solve in the house? Okay, and then the effect, is multi-dimensional. We'll talk about that when the time comes. Okay, but I think that the educational system that we have in Africa.
It has failed us.
I've been to Ghana, I've been to Nigeria, I've been to some other African countries where I see the same thing because I'm invited in schools to come and talk about these stories. So when I go there, I see that the educational system is almost the same everywhere. It's just in a few instances, in few countries where they have started modifying, in lay private schools. And even the governments of those countries are still looking at it, with a problematic eye. That why are you doing this? But when in reality, countries that are evolving, I'll give you statistics. A country like China trains 1,500,000 engineers per year only. Africa, I've checked, verified, Africa doesn't train. The whole of Africa combined doesn't do 100,000. So you ask yourself why China is going forward.
Yes.
Because we are learning Vasco da Gama discovered the sea route to India. Now between you and I, where is the sea route to India? I don't know either, you understand? I learned that in primary school. Okay, do you know, Laura?
Yes.
You know where this sea route to India is
I
found?
have no idea.
Exactly.
Nobody does.
Our kids are very creative. When they go to school, now they are put in a box where their creativity is almost killed. I don't want to say killed completely. It is almost killed because they are taught things that they will memorize, write examinations, and pass, and will hail them as intelligent students.
Anywhere.
But they cannot apply it anywhere.
Yeah.
Instead, it gives them some kind of a low morale, low self-esteem. Because when they find out who Christopher Columbus is a white man.
Yes.
You understand? I have no problem against white people. If they want to discover space, whatever, you understand. But it's important to teach things to children that are relevant
to the
them.
environment.
Yes, so that is my cry.
And if I should add to that, when you look at China, like you said, they start teaching their kids from small.
Very well.
I see if you want your kids to be an engineer, they start teaching them
Really young.
from building they start. But primary school, you're not even taught that. Secondary school, you're still confused because you're in secondary school, you're
writing 11
you're
papers.
doing arts, you're doing science, you're doing physics, you're doing literature, everything combined together.
That's right.
Now, when you go to high school, you're still confused. You don't know where to go to.
That's right.
And at one point, I even thought that these counselors will help us, but they were not helping us.
No, they don't
Oh, the
even know
secondary
what.
school counselors.
Yes.
Some counselors in our
They
secondary
don't
school,
even help
Yes.
us. So the system is not helping us. And we are not helping ourselves to even call on them to see the importance of this. Because I think from primary school, a child might still be confused. But the world we are in the 21st century, where I don't think they should start the computer classes in secondary school.
Absolutely not.
Because even now they claim they are teaching them computer in secondary schools, but most schools don't even have the computers. They don't have the labs.
Yes.
So what
That's
are
right.
we teaching?
That's right.
So we really need to look into this. The government really has to look into this thing. We start from small. Children are sharper at that tender age, not when they have grown to an extent.
Yes.
And believe you me, some people pass the advanced level and still get confused in the university because you have nobody to educate you
On the
on
path
what
to
to
take.
do,
Yeah.
on what path to take. So you just take anything. Actually, they say this one, oh man, the pass.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying that for some people, if you have
4 points.
5 points,
Yeah.
right? So it's whatever is available for 5 points, that's it.
I think UB's University of Wales is slowly changing that. Initially, when
Okay.
I mean, they're slowly changing
Yeah.
that. Right now,
Okay.
they'll really want to focus on what you applied for.
Okay.
It's unlike back in the day when
Wow.
you would have, say, 8 points
Yeah.
and you really want to study. That time, journalism and mass
Mass communication
communication,
was
you should
difficult,
have at
man.
least 9 points.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself studying something that you do not even like, that you have no idea what
About.
it is.
A lot of
about,
people
and then
ended up studying women and gender studies.
women and gender studies, and
Yeah.
then you would stop a university student on the road and you're like, okay, what are you studying? They'll say, see, women and I have nothing against the
Yes.
department.
If you really want to do
Women
that.
and gender studies, and so what's the future? What are your
Yes.
plans with this? They have nothing to tell you.
Nothing.
It
Absolutely.
feels so embarrassing, but sometimes you cannot blame the students. You blame the education system.
Yes, then.
The educational system, that's what I've been
We're
talking
going
about
back
a lot.
there,
So,
yeah, so-
educational system, the government has to step in and make sure that our students are learning what is going to be relevant,
Helpful to them.
helpful,
Yes.
to the society, the community. It's not, let's not get it all wrong. We must not adopt the definitions of concepts of others.
Yes.
Going to school is not to come out and become a big man and ride in a car and whatever. That is beautiful. If you have that, I mean, I appreciate it. I would want to drive a comfortable car, live in a big house or whatever. But the essence is that we should teach our children that you are going to school to come and solve a particular problem in the community.
Yes.
By the way, Facebook, that was discovered by Mark Zuckerberg, right? It provides solution, networks people, and he's a rich man.
Yes.
So if you can solve community problems, you become rich.
Yes.
It will start by putting food on the table, and then eventually it will grow out there. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but when we say that, I think it's a very, we limit the scope by saying that you go to school to come out and qualify for a job and work and start living a comfortable life. That limits the learner.
Our unemployment rate
Is very high.
Yes.
Okay. That
people,
you get it.
you stop a graduate and what they'll tell you is the government has failed us or the government is failing us.
No one is
and
thinking
sometimes
out
I
of the
ask myself,
box.
what about you?
Yes.
What
as a
about you?
person?
That's right. What
are
can you
doing
offer?
for yourself? So if in say 40 years and the government, the system doesn't change, you're just going to end up like this. So
Yeah.
what are you doing for yourself? But still, I'll go back to our educational system because
Yes.
it doesn't train us to be innovators, doesn't
Yeah.
train us to be to sustain on our own. My grandfather used to tell us that when we go to school and come back, he'll tell us that I don't know what you guys are going to learn in school because the system is coined in such a way that our colonial masters, I'll use the word, permit me, sir.
Please don't use
Yes.
master. Say use colonialist. Please. I feel very bad when I hear masters. Yeah, you are the subject. It makes me understand.
Okay, these people coined this educational system in such a way that the most we can be is clerks.
Yes.
Right.
For their administration
Yes.
at the
That's
time.
right.
And as a clerk, all you need to do is answer yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
Yes.
and get the job done, what you're told
right.
to do. And it's very funny that it's been years. We got our
So-called independence.
so-called independence way back.
Are we independent?
1960
We are.
years ago.
We are not.
But then we're still maintaining the same educational system. What's
Why?
stopping us from changing
Yes.
it or at least improving it?
Yeah.
I don't see what
Because the
what's
truth is,
stopping
the
us.
world is changing, right? And education, which is the foundation of almost everything, I don't see how that cannot change.
I don't
Because
see
if,
how.
look, with the incoming of the AI, let me just give an example. And to think that you are still stuck on something that maybe worked for people that basically put that in place so that they could subject you years ago, and you're stuck on that and you think you're improving your citizens is absurd.
That's really,
There
really,
is
really
no way you can have your citizens at heart, and the educational system remains even for 40 years without it being modified
That is right.
based on how the world, the environment, even forget, the fact that all of this, right, were copied from our colonialists. Even if it was a curriculum that was, from the beginning, created by the government here, it still has to change.
It has
because
to.
time is changing.
That's right.
What more of one that was
Absolutely.
mostly created by our colonialists? I think that should have been the first thing they should have discarded out of the window.
Very fast,
Coming
urgently.
back to,
Out of
coming
the
back
window.
to books written by Africans, I don't know about you, but
Yes.
personally, and most of my classmates whom I've spoken to, whom I'm still
Yeah.
communicating with, most of the stories that we remember from our secondary school novels, because I did literature, are stories that were written by Africans.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Crown of Thorns.
Crown
I
of
remember
Thorns.
that story
So well.
so well. Ewa and other plays. I remember that story very well compared to the other stories, the other novels that were written by
Because they were
foreigners.
relatable.
Because yes, I could easily relate to it and I could understand it. Up to this age, years after I've left primary school, I'm still able to remember the story. I can even teach my kids.
Exactly.
I can tell the kids about those particular stories. So if you're learning something in school that's relatable, going back to our African roots, if you're learning something in school that's that relatable, of course it's easy to pass it down
To the next.
To the next generation.
generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will identify with it.
Yes, they will.
Absolutely.
I love what Nigeria is doing. At the basic level, Nigeria you would learn the mother tongue in the state where you're studying.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would, yes. If you're studying, say, Lagos, you would learn Yoruba language at the first initial levels of yes. I don't see why we can't do that here though.
Yeah.
I think Laura has really given us a little bit into that. When we come back, we'll continue to discuss this. Stay tuned and don't
Yeah.
touch that dial.
We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are still here talking on our educational system. Before we went on break, we were talking about why our educational system has failed us. When we look at it, a lot of youths today are frustrated. Frustrated in what? I have seen people who have graduated from the university.
Yeah.
What did you study? I studied geography. Now we don't have the expertise, to go and be checking the eruption on Mount Cameroon and all of that, or check the soil, because we do not have the equipment. At the end of the day, they are frustrated and walking the streets.
I think this is primarily because not only is the curriculum horrible, I think they practice more theory than practical.
practical.
Very
Very, very
theoretical.
true.
So when you keep people in a classroom and you teaching them the theory, they are not hands-on intensive on anything. So it is difficult for them to fit into a world which is competitive. And those who are more practical will definitely, any day, any time, all right, be above them, even if they were to apply for a job. Because honestly, the world is practical.
Some time ago, about 10, 20 years ago, a Malian who is an astrophysicist working for NASA, his name is Sheikh Modibo Keita. He later became prime minister in Mali at one time. So one time he left NASA and came to Cameroon. And he had a press conference in Yaoundé. And a lecturer of Polytechnic, the National Polytechnic in Yaoundé, asked him a question, said, this is an engineer. I mean, Sheikh Modibo Keita is an engineer.
Yes.
The lecturer too is training engineers. And the lecturer asked him, say, sir, I want to ask you, speaking in French, says, sir, I want to ask you, what's wrong with our own students? We train them as engineers. They come out and they cannot find jobs. Do you know what he said? Then I think you are not training engineers. Engineers are not supposed to be looking for jobs. What are they supposed to be doing? Creating jobs. Okay. You see how bad the educational system is. Theory. We're talking about theory here. You understand?
Exactly.
Yes. So that somebody who is doing mechanical engineering may not even know how to, identify what partner could be used for what purpose on an engine, on a car engine. Okay. But we do a lot of theory because that is the kind of educational system that we have created for ourselves, or that we are perpetuating for ourselves. We are not asking questions. What is the function of a mechanic? Because a mechanic is supposed to wear that dirty jacket and go under the car. You understand? That's a mechanical engineer.
Yes.
The ones at my 17 year who fix your cars, those are mechanical engineers.
Absolutely.
The ones who are in the school who are clean, putting on white shirts and ties, those are not mechanical engineers. You understand? They are doing theory.
Yeah.
Okay. So this man told him, he said, I'm sorry, you're not training engineers, you're training something else. Engineers don't look for jobs.
They create
They
them.
create jobs. Okay. So that is how bad the system is.
Yes.
Now, talking about the effect of that theory. Okay. Now, just imagine that. Just imagine that you have to depend your entire life on somebody to be solving your problems.
Yeah.
Okay. The effect on you and on that person. That person is going to be exploiting you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Number two, you're going to lose. In fact, you're not going to build up enough. How do I call it? Stamina. You know, you don't have that self-confidence that you can do something.
can do it.
Because you always have to depend on somebody to do something. They say knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're depending on some other person's power, then that person will control you.
Yes.
That person will rule and control you. Okay. Let me surprise us again. In China, they have changed their PhD, technical engineering PhD. You don't write a thesis at the level of PhD. Now, you create something.
You create something.
Yes. You solve a problem.
That is how it's
Yeah,
supposed to be. Because
you
honestly,
write, you
if
write
we're
a
at the
thesis.
level
Yes.
of a
Very good.
PhD, you cannot create. Then what are you doing?
What are you doing exactly? So why do you write a very big thesis that somebody will take years upon years to read? Or
To read.
Just
What
do
is it
or something there that can solve a problem.
What you're trying to explain in the thesis, do it.
Do it.
Do it,
Very clean,
Just
clear.
do it.
Yes.
If you know it that well, right? Just do it. Let's see.
Yeah.
So you understand?
So yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. And when you look at it, our system is really that bad where you even graduate from school, what you didn't learn because you have the connections or
Yes.
you have the money, they give you a post that is not what you know.
Yes.
And then you go there and you start rumbling and then you're frustrating even the people who know because you're now the boss of the people who have the
study
technical
here.
know-how.
That's very, very important.
So at the end of the day, there is delay, there is no productivity,
Incompetence, loss of lives,
loss of money.
loss of money,
Because
time.
imagine you see the roads they say they want to renovate and then
my
they are
God.
tarring the it's not tarring, they're cementing the
It's
road.
cementing. It's not tarring. They don't tar this road.
Yes.
No, that's right. That's right.
It was so painful to see that they're cementing the
Roads now, we're using
First
cement
century,
21st century. That's right. It's really, really
You look at
embarrassing.
some things and you understand why they say that a system has completely failed.
Failed.
And we are talking about the educational system, and that is it. It has completely failed. Because if you had the right engineers that were trained properly, you don't even need to be looking for engineers out to come and
That's right.
take these contracts and take them to completion. Engineers that are trained here should be able to do that.
Very well.
What does it take? Is it the equipment that are needed for them to be hands-on or what? I don't
They
know.
don't want
like
to spend much.
Prof-
They're looking for cheap labor.
Prof mentioned something earlier. It has to do, I mean, part of it has to do with our self-esteem too. Because if you've grown up in an environment or if you've been in an educational system where you've been taught that you cannot be the boss.
Yes.
There's some other person who has another skin color who can be the boss. Of course, even when it gets to that level,
Yeah.
you would still have the notion that no, I cannot be the boss here for this project because it's too big for me. It needs someone with another skin color who can.
I can only be the
whom I
assistant.
can be answerable to. So that already has played with our mindset.
Yeah.
Trust me, there are people here who can do more.
Yeah.
People who are self-taught, people who were gifted,
Yes.
born for that purpose, and they would innovate something, they will create something, but it will still will not be taken into consideration, or they will still not. They will almost never hold any post of responsibility because of the notion that we are less.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Because look at this guy in Bamenda who creates these tricycles and bikes. I've forgotten his name, Kenjeka something. I mean, it should have been something that would motivate the government, to invest in that guy. All right, we are pumping this money. You create these things because the bikes do work, the cars do work. You put money into this guy creates these things, and then we impose. We are not importing the cars, you understand? You make our people to buy our own.
it's coming from a
right.
Cameroonian.
The laws are not in place.
That's right. That govern
Yes,
that
that
govern
can-
consumption. Yes.
The laws are not in place, so most people are playing safe. Most people are not taking a risk because at the end of the day, there are things that when you want to do like innovation, technology, it takes a lot to invest.
To invest, that's
Yes,
right.
a lot of people, so many partners. So it's difficult to take that kind of risk in a system that you know that you will not even be encouraged at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Rather, they will prefer maybe an external company from another country. Here. You understand? So with your books being there or your file being there, it's going to be shown somewhere else, and that's it. So at the end of the day, the truth is the government has failed the educational system.
That's right. That's
And
right.
then I think it is not something that is not glaring. It's very glaring. It's very easy to see that this is not working.
In fact, how glaring?
Yes.
How glaring is it? It is very, very palpable, visible. You understand?
Exactly.
Now, I'm talking about Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
You look at Africa south of the Sahara. They call it sub-Saharan Africa. There is a lot of this vocabulary I don't use, like sub-Saharan. But let's use it now for the purpose of learning. 47 countries in Africa south of the Sahara are at the same level. You understand? Now, I explain this in this manner. The government has failed. How has the government failed? Okay, there's a book, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. It means that when you change the way you think, your life changes automatically. Yeah. You are a product of all your thoughts combined together, you understand? Sure. So how has the government failed? The government has failed to put in place an educational system that guarantees progress.
Yes.
Okay, of these 47 countries, because all of them are virtually around the same. There are some that are trying to escape, like Rwanda, Botswana with new laws now. Yeah. Even Ghana, I've been to Ghana, there's a lot. But Ghana is receiving African Americans, so they're changing a lot of things, the kind of education system, because African Americans are questioning a lot of things. If we come and stay there, what are our children going to learn?
That is different.
That is different from what
absolutely.
Others are learning, because we are seeing that what these guys are. I've attended one of their meetings where they're talking in Ghana. So what are we going to learn that is different from what we are learning here? Because what you learn here is not very productive.
Exactly.
Very, very well. You understand?
Yes.
I've gone to a school. I've gone to a school where they have car engines, they have woodwork, they have things there, but they are hiding it. They told me that, Mr. Warren, the government will ask that, this is not in the curriculum. This is the word now.
You're kidding me.
They are hiding. You understand? So they don't expose it. They do some little advertisement about this. We'll teach our children this. We'll do this. We'll do this. But the government asks, is it in the curriculum? Because the government doesn't want people to study what is out of the curriculum, even if it is good.
So you can be penalized for being hands-on intensive.
Yes.
Very well.
Very possible.
Very well.
This
So
is really sad. I think it's a bigger problem than I think.
Yes. So when you see,
It's deeper than this.
yes.
Really, it doesn't make any sense.
I think that the government has a role to play in education, to enhance the quality of education that is dispensed to our children. Sure. I think that role should be respected. Okay. But what we are saying here is that we are too slow. What the curriculum, I have this Dr. Nick Guayam that I quote in many instances. He's talking about this. What we are learning is not productive. It is time we overhaul the entire system.
I think it's intentional. Honestly.
No, let me try.
I feel like honestly, I'm being real honest.
I'm telling you.
You can't tell me. It's like saying that you walk somewhere, right? You see how a mall works.
That's right.
You know what a mall is. You see how it works. You love the mall. But for some reason, you don't want your own people to experience a life in a mall.
That's right. That's right.
It's as simple as that without sugarcoating.
No, that is true. That's absolutely true.
It is.
That's absolutely true.
So no, you know that it is not working. You know that the citizens are frustrated. You know that this is not giving them employment. You know there is a way out, but you choose not to give them the way out.
The reason is simple. I talk about the mentality, the thinking, the training, the upbringing, whatever, it's a mixture of many ingredients, okay? Now, do you know that the European Union still sponsors our education?
Whoa.
Yes, and in Africa, many African countries, the greatest sponsor of the African Union, which also drafts an educational program for Africa, is the European Union.
Yes.
Okay?
So
he will
back to what I'm saying.
He will pays the piper, cause the tune.
Yes.
He will pays the piper, cause the tune. So they might impose and say, we don't want you to learn this because we are paying for what you're learning.
And you know why? Because at the end of the day, when you are self-sufficient, they have nothing to take from you.
Very well.
I'm sorry, we just have to have some of these conversations.
No,
Like,
it's very important. I do
many
that.
things going wrong
Yeah.
with with the African Union, because if you look at the agenda over the years, African Union's agenda over the years, even the 2035 agenda they are working on, this is part of it. But it's almost 2035, and the African Union, as huge as it is, a body that we all look up to, it's still not changing. It's not just that. So many
Very
things are
well.
not changing.
Very well.
It doesn't make sense to me.
no. And for so long, Africans have given excuses for all of this.
That's right.
It's like, oh, we're gonna grow. Oh, it's what we have everything that we need
In
to be
excess too.
whoever we want to
Yeah.
be.
That's right.
We have everything, and there is no kind of education that we want to have that we cannot have.
But do you know what's the painful part? These people send their children out there.
Do you know why?
These people, when it comes to health, they go out there. You enjoy those things out there. Why can't you just bring it here so that we all can enjoy?
The practicals,
they
it's
don't-
out
they don't-
there.
they don't-
Here
they
is the
don't want to
theory.
empower us. They don't want us to know better.
Yo.
That's right. That's right.
Because here they want to limit you to the theory,
Yeah.
which is, as we are saying,
It's intentional.
it's very intentional. It's not creating jobs. It's frustrating the youth. The youth are leaving the country
Every day.
They would rather go to what?
Dubai, Bahrain.
They go there. Some of them, they don't even make it using some of these roads. They
That's right, that's
die
right.
in the
The
sea.
sea.
Their parents, I mean, the torture that Cameroonians have gone through, all of this goes back to the educational system.
The educational system.
Because if the educational system was shaped in a way that they could finish, they could even create jobs. I will not say they can find jobs. Because if you're trained properly, you can create
You
a
create
job.
jobs. You can do things every
You can
day.
do so much.
That's right.
So
That's
if
right.
it was coined in that way, I don't think so many people would be leaving Cameroon to wherever they can go to. They don't care.
right,
They just
that's right.
want to leave.
Just want to go anywhere.
just want to
anywhere.
go.
You sell, just tell the person that South Africa, it's like, okay, how much? And they pay a lot of
People
money
with
to go there.
masters, PhD. We saw one the other day selling puff that we
Oh,
saw
yeah.
on
Social media from University of Chang.
at the yes.
From University of Chang.
Yes, we saw one the other day. I'm not saying that you can't sell puff, but what I'm just saying is that picture is a summary of how the educational system of this country.
Beautiful.
That's a summary.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
picture right there. There's nothing you can say.
Absolutely.
There's nothing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking so much about the effects of our educational system on us, the youths, the children that are coming up. But when we come right back, we'll be discussing the proposed solutions that we think we can do to help this educational system and make our society a better one.
And we hope someone
grow.
listens to us and, makes some help.
So
Really do hope so. We
Right
really,
back.
really hope.
Be right back.
Welcome back to the third segment of this episode. The topic for today is the educational system, the African educational system, and we've decided to use Cameroon as our case study. I've spoken about the educational system, the effect on us as Africans, and we're about to talk about the possible solutions because that's what's important, of course. But before we go into the possible solutions, I would like to let's talk a little bit about the effects on us as Africans and our children, because I'm so worried about our kids. And my little niece at home, Elora, now she comes back from school every day and I have to do assignments, homework. We could spend at least 2 hours on homework. And sometimes while you're on this, you ask yourself, is this thing even necessary?
Yes.
One and the same thing, the child keeps bringing home. And then sometimes, most often she comes back from school and I would ask her, Elora, what did you study today in school? She'll say, book 4. Book 16.
Yeah.
Initially, I didn't get it. After like 3 days, I got to understand that these subjects are so many, so much so that these kids are, their brains are so tiny, they cannot even master all the
I'm telling you.
subjects.
Yes.
So they've decided to replace
the
them
books.
with numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of saying history, geography, literature, they've decided to say book 1, book 2, book 3, up to
Book 16.
we class too.
this thing it's too much on the child. She doesn't even know the subjects that she's studying.
That's
She
right.
knows that the books are numbered.
Yes.
How you helping the child?
No, that's part of the educational system that we are decrying
Yes.
here. You understand? That puts a lot of stuff into the heads of the child that is not very necessary, not very relevant. We
Unnecessary
just take stuff, what is a child studying about geography in class 2? I mean, can't we compress all of that and say perhaps natural studies natural studies, and introduce just little items of geography, little items of history? You get it. Yeah, so why carry, divide each into a subject and then give it a big book, and then the book too has a textbook. Now put everything, the workbook plus the exercise book, and then you find a child carrying a heavy bag. A class 2 child is how old? About 6, 7 years, 7 years, 8 years. A very heavy bag all along to school. It's still part of that system where we don't prioritize what matters, what is relevant, because at that level, what is relevant, we should get it and start feeding our children with. It's not to give them everything, and then give them everything in such a way that it's going to be a burden. They're going to hate school.
Education has become like a burden, I'm telling you.
Yeah, their children are beginning to hate school.
Yes.
It's
Very well.
Maybe they're
Before
beginning
children
to.
would be excited to go to school.
you
I mean,
know
do you
that-
see the bags? Sometimes in the morning you see children with bags. I feel like taking to help some of them.
The back
Because
is
it is
pulling them back.
crazy. And that can actually cause back pain.
That
at
pain,
age.
exactly.
It is
I
so
noticed
wrong.
something in back in our day we used to have a domestic science.
Yeah.
I think it was every Wednesday, and social science for boys.
yes.
That's right.
I learned a lot. Today I can hem my own clothes
Yes.
because I did that.
Yeah.
Today I can bake cakes. I started from there. They used to teach us how to cook, basic hygiene
Basic
for
hygiene,
females. And
yes.
those things really helped us.
All
They've
those things are
taken
absent.
They've taken it out of it. So
Yeah.
even the little practicals that we had, they've
Are all
taken
gone.
it out of the
And
curriculum.
replaced it with
and
a lot of
replaced
theory.
it with theory.
With a lot of theory. That's right.
Necessary
That
theory.
is right. So
Children cannot do anything by themselves for
That's
themselves
right.
because it's all about theory.
Yes. And most schools will say you have computer classes. Zero computer classes.
They don't. Some
They
schools
don't
don't
have
even
it.
own
It's
a
just- they don't have
computer.
Right.
And even when they have it, they don't even take
they
it.
don't use
Yeah,
it.
they don't
That's
let
right.
them access
They
it.
don't
I
use
think
it.
I feel like they feel like it's a burden to take them through that process, to teach them, because they are so young. To teach them, they don't have the patience. So it's all about money. You can't pay the fees. They promise you heaven and hell. By the time that fees is paid, forget it.
That's
They're
right.
doing the bare minimum,
That's right.
the
They can't-
very bare minimum. So it's really disturbing, like we're talking about. I mean, I think, or I hope that those in charge, government and all of that, they can really look into this, because especially the primary section, that's when they are young. That is when
basic
you build
education.
them.
Right.
When they are young, that is where it needs to be corrected.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. 'Cause it's
You-
got to be-
I don't understand why a class 2 child is having 16. My daughter has books number to number 16. When they have to write exams, come and see us. The father now.
It's so confused.
It's crazy. I mean,
You become-
he's taking math. I'm
you become home-based teachers,
Teaching
so-
French. I'm teaching this one. Like, what the hell is this?
That's right. That's right.
You understand? In a day, a child is writing exams for over 5 papers. You kidding me? And they have most often they have just like 3 days to write the exams for 16 subjects.
That's right.
Doing
That
at
is
the
that
top
is
for
that's such a heavy load on the kid.
So you teach this one, you pick the next book, you pick the next book. I'm like, God.
That's right. That's right. That's
They're
right.
asking them to write sentences in French that I can't even write.
It's difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult for them.
Are you serious?
It's difficult for them, and they evaluate them on.
You
things
want
like
a child in class 2 to
Things are-
spell from number 1 to number 20?
in French.
In
That's
French?
serious. Serious. How do you do that?
No.
How do you do that?
No.
So it's okay. Calm down, my dear sister. I think
mad.
yeah, no, it's something to be
so
emotional
mad.
about. It's something to be emotional
I know
about,
one
and we
thing.
need to seek
Some
solutions.
schools have lockers. That they say they have lockers that they can keep their books there. So I asked madam one time, I'm like, what are these lockers for if she still has to come to back home
Oh, she
every day
carries
with
the
all
All the
Classroom.
books. All the books.
What is the
sometimes-
locker for?
Yeah, sometimes it's the laziness of the teachers because they don't want, they will have to help the students so that it's allowed to sort
They
out
have
and
one
understand.
teacher
So
for
they allow, the
all
children
the
to go back with the books
Yeah.
and stuff. So
It's
that is it.
crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. So talking about the solution possibilities, way forward. I think that at the level of Cameroon, I don't want to talk for the rest of the African countries, but we can always learn, there's this exchange of knowledge. I think that we should start considering the subjects and the importance of the subjects. One in Cameroon, where I schooled at a time when English language had a coefficient of 5. Till today, it's still 5.
Still 5.
French language had a coefficient of 5. Till today, it's still 5.
Maths.
Okay, maths, yes, 5. That there's English, French, and maths. But maths is a science subject. Maths is a problem. It's a problem-solving subject which teaches the learner how to solve problems.
Yes.
But English and French to me is a little problematic.
Yeah.
Why? Because alongside physics has a coefficient of 2. Physics is a purely science subject that teaches creation.
Yes.
Chemistry, 2. Biology, which is very, very helpful in medicine, 2. Physics, biology, chemistry, medicine, 2. Physics, engineering, chemistry, engineering, chemical engineering, all those things that help creation, creativity. They have a coefficient of 2, meaning that we don't value creation, creativity, production, understand?
Yes.
So the solution to me is we should change
The coefficient.
coefficients. English can come to 2 or even 1. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why English should come to 1. Look at the Chinese. I read a lot about the Chinese. I can start talking about the Chinese from today till tomorrow.
Okay.
The Chinese, a practical example, they recruit English teachers from Cameroon who have ordinary level certificates.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, even if you don't have ordinary level certificates, they will recruit you. So what kind of English do you go and teach in China? You teach them, I want, I will.
The basic
you understand?
communicate.
The basic to communicate. The Chinese are growing, extending, you understand?
Yes.
Their sphere, and they want to do basic communication in English. But do you know that, I don't know whether the rule has changed in University of Boya.
Yeah.
Somebody who has studied their entire life, 2 years nursery school, 7 years or 6 years primary school, 7 years secondary school, they come to the university and the university rejects them that they don't have English language. But they have studied their entire life in English language.
Yes.
They passed those subjects that qualify them for the university in English language.
Yes.
So how did they pass? How do we reject somebody because he failed the English language but passed other subjects in English language? You see, you understand? So we should start reviewing these things. We are giving a lot of importance to language that doesn't transform anything.
Yes.
I mean, if you don't know
It
English
only
language,
serves to
exactly,
communicate.
to communicate, you understand? And if you want to communicate, I don't need to speak the best English to. If I start the talk pidgin for you, I'm going to understand.
Understand.
You get it?
Understand
Yes.
and respond.
And respond, you understand? So language, the importance that we are giving to language is overrated.
Yes,
It's
I think so.
high, you understand? Why not give that importance to
Subjects
subjects that are productive, that can help us to produce? That's number one. Number two, to go to lycée, you must pass in the government high school that teaches grammar. You must have list A. To go to the technical school, if you have list B, you can go there.
Can go.
So they are telling us that intelligent students do not deserve to go to the technical school. Technical schools are low class.
But
And that's an ideology they pass.
Oh, you can very understand.
We're not too smart.
Go when secondary school, look at the technical people, that one in a double, they don't
Exactly.
Because the smart ones, they'll send
Now,
them
who
to
are the
ones who are not
ruling the
smart,
world now?
they'll send them to the technical
Exactly.
education. And then the reason was, we don't want you to bring, we want to have 100%.
I know
That
you
was
bring
it.
you
So
bring
it's
up
for
exam.
you teach kids
Yes.
for the purpose of exams.
Exams. You understand?
Yes.
So but who
English
transforms?
school.
Who transforms? Is it the person who goes and learns all the grammar,
Yes.
or the person who learns the practical things to transform society? Okay, because they're learning
And
building.
also the fact that today it's beginning to change.
It is.
A lot of people are beginning to see the value in all of this.
It is people now. It is
Yes,
people.
it's people, not the
not
government.
the government.
The government is still not
Yes, it
encouraging
is
it.
people deeply rooted in the old system.
Okay.
People deeply, you get it. That's right. That's right. And the society has transformed dramatically.
Yeah.
That what they have. I say, change your thinking, change your life. You understand?
Yes.
The thought that they have is not responding to the realities of today.
Yeah.
It is absolutely true. You understand?
The gap is too wide.
Very, very wide.
Yes.
You understand? So
So
and
if they
another,
bring what it is today, they'll be lost in everything.
very
They're
well.
so lost.
Very well. That's right. So another solution that I propose is that we talked about it. People, parents. it's true, we can take the bulls by the horn.
Yeah.
You know, if the government, and this is what most people should be doing, if the government cannot provide, then we should learn, get means of providing for ourselves, especially with regards to the future of our kids. Now, since the government offers the education that they offer, we should add something, especially during the holidays.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
During the holidays. If
Some
you have
practicals.
some practicals, you can send your children to do building work or woodwork
Yes.
or mechanic or hairdressing or whatever,
Yes.
so that they add something to, or if you're a business person, you incorporate your child into your business. Get the business, if the business is big, get the child to start somewhere and start, advancing, learning and going up, okay, so that in future they too can come and manage that business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think we should take this really seriously, because in the absence of government initiative, it's only us, the parents, who are left to give our children an orientation that will build not only the child, but the community and the country.
Yes.
Yes. So those are some of the solutions. There are many, really, really many of those things, you understand? Those are some of the solutions that we should consider giving our children as parents, as communities. I talk even to chiefs. I tell chiefs, if the community has a farm and children are on holidays, you get the children to go work this farm, and then the proceeds from this farm, it should be given to them.
Yes.
You understand? It will encourage them to love farming, because children are like, we were taught that it's the office that is the best place. That's the colonial education, you understand? That you come and you are a clerk, you sit in an office and you are respected by everybody. But today people have to do, how do I call it? People have to do practical jobs to transform the society.
Yes.
And agriculture is one of the most important sectors.
Yeah.
But do you know that we are not taking it seriously because we have been given that concept of the white collar job? You
Yes.
understand? So the community itself has to be implicated. Like, through the chiefs, through even farmers, call students to come and do holiday jobs, even at the level of the farm. Take them to the cocoa farm, take them to the kernel farm, so that they can learn the cultivation of palm kernel, cocoa, and whatever. Those crops that produce, that produce value, add something on the table. They too should learn about those things and then try to expand. Because what your child learns today, he's not going to practice it the way we're doing it. Tomorrow, technology would have gone to another level and incorporate. But if he has, after years, exactly, but they have the foundation. But if you have absolutely no knowledge, he will not get involved into that. So it's very important.
Wow, this is really amazing. And the funny thing that parents do is during the holiday, they still send their children to
Holiday classes.
where they are still learning the same theory.
That's right.
And it's our responsibility as parents that during the holiday we should find extracurricular
Activities, that's
for our
right.
children. They can learn even how to swim. It's a survival skill.
Survival
They can learn
is
how
important.
to drive. They can learn some art. They can learn how to paint. You never know. One of those
right.
may be what will finally survive.
That's
their
right.
life.
That's right.
So no more classroom during holidays. Holiday classes really, I think, they should be banned.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No,
Absolutely. Absolutely. All the overbook now for waiting. That's right.
Stay home. And it's also time for the parents to be home with their children, get to know them. Because, when there is school, especially those coming from boarding school, you come home, you spend all this time back in school, and you come home, your mom or your dad doesn't even have the time to spend with you to even understand if there are any changes.
Communicate with you.
Changes. You know what I'm talking about. Has my child changed? What is new? Is there something I should be worried about?
Absolutely.
And that is why there's a lot happening. I will just link this education to crime and every other thing that is happening recently. There's a lot happening around us when we cannot see it, because we do not create the time to be with our kids. We do not create the time to know that holiday is time for just bond with your child. Let them do something just for some few hours.
That's right.
But spend the time home with your child. Monitor them and prepare them for the next academic year.
And I think when you spend time with your kids, you might also pick the gifts they have.
Yes.
Because when you're critical, you see what they are doing. This one likes painting.
good in this.
This one likes to create certain kind of things, It makes you to understand your kids, and then from there you can start supporting them.
right.
Like for me, when my son was younger, my son would take my laptop at 2 plus, and he was doing stuffs on it. Then he doesn't watch movies, but he likes the sound, the end credit sound. That's what catches his attention. So at the end of the day, I made him to attend this holiday stuff where he learned photography, he learned music and all
Beautiful.
of that,
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, and I realized when he went there, he started liking this modeling thing. And at 5, he was a model. He would do his stuff, and then
Beautiful.
his first movie was when he was 5 with Nabil.
Okay.
So when he acted with Cindy Emade, and then he came back home, and he went to his grandma, please, young actor is tired, please come on. Young actor is tired. I'm like, no, boy, calm down, calm
It's
down.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
We were critical about the things he was doing,
Yes.
and then we picked it and we supported him.
Yes.
But at one point he was like, no, I just want to do, no, boy, why you go to school? When school time, you go to school. When it's holiday time, do
That's
something
right.
nice.
They should go absolutely to him.
That's amazing. It creates a balance.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing conversation, and we've had to learn so much. I mean, I could never keep up with him. I mean, there's just so much. If we want to talk here, or if he wants to pour his knowledge in, we're going to be here all day long.
That's right,
So,
that's right.
Mr. Wallan, thank you for gracing our show as our first guest. Believe it or not,
Whoa.
our first guest. And
Whoa.
we've learned so much, and we hope our audience too, they've learned so much. We have these conversations. We get mad sometimes because we are humans and the emotions can go off the roof. But at the end of the day, I think we just want a better Cameroon. Cameroon is a beautiful country and it has so much potential. And we just hope that laws or rules can be put in place to help the youth, to help the country in general, and to help Africa as a whole. Because at the end of the day, we're all Africans and we want Africa to flourish.
That's right.
Mr. Willa, I don't know if you have a last word.
Oh, it's a pleasure, a wonderful pleasure to be here. I've been hearing about Laura Onyama. This is the first time I'm meeting her.
Oh, really?
And
You're kidding me.
appreciate. Yeah, that's right. That's right. She talks
Yes.
very well. I've been hearing. Yes, I think you've been talking very wonderfully about her.
Yes,
A
yes,
lot
yes.
about her. So I'm meeting her for the first time, and she talks very well. Ringa, we have been together. You are such a wonderful person. Akwi, I don't.
I know.
Yeah. So it's a pleasure. I think that a lot has to be done. I want to encourage the show with all my might.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you invite me here in future, I'll be very happy. I think it's an honor. I'll be
you
very
so
happy.
much.
Yeah. So we use platforms like this to bring in little suggestions. Please, we're emotional. I know. Yeah, I appreciate that. We're emotional when we talk about such things, but it's important that the people out there don't get emotional.
Oh, no.
Yes, that they
This
learn.
is
Yes, that's right. Learn one or two things,
Yes.
just one or two things, and then we transform society and have a better place for everybody.
Yeah,
I think,
thank you so much. So, guys,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome time here with us. Laura, you have any last words?
I'm very delighted that of course, I love growing up as a kid. I always loved writing, and when I meet an author, and I feel very, very excited. And I have to read these books.
Yeah.
I have to read these
Absolutely.
books. We have to go back to our roots.
Very well.
Yes.
Very absolutely.
I like my big head now.
And I have my kid, my
Oh, you added
nieces
bits
and
in it.
nephews, and
They should read. They should read. They should read. The books are available always.
and guys, you should reach out to Mr. Wallan Aban for a copy for your kids and yourself. Trust me, there are so many books to entertain all your kids. So instead of Johnny, yes, Papa, yeah, these are other versions of Johnny.
That's right. That's right. Local tailored books for our kids to learn about our African values.
Yes.
Yes, all of them.
Yeah.
You find names, you find practices, folk tales
Yes.
about the importance of the African value, because you have to tell your own story. You have to narrate your own things. Paint a good picture about yourself to the world. That's what these stories are doing.
You're going to be having Mr. Wallan Abang here join us in the future because we have so much to talk about Africa and there's no better person who should be here with us talking about that. Okay, this is live.
This is live.
Peace out.
Lights out.